The world is never going to be the same again.
I'm worried about the world.
The mass chaos and crises that there was in the world, it's going to be just like that now.
This is not an accident.
How long is it going to last? Longer than even for those of you that have some cash in the bank, way past your cash reserves.
Out of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
This thing isn't going to be over in a few weeks. This thing isn't going to be over in a few months.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As guys, the market is slightly correcting today. As I predicted, we're probably going to backtest a couple lower price targets. As recently we went up very quickly. This is healthy and the natural progression of a market. Now guys, a lot of people have been asking a lot of questions, especially based off of my last video. So I'm going to clear up any and all confusion. I do believe an explosive altcoin season is coming on the horizon. Here we have Rob Art, one of my favorite analysts, stating as Twitter becomes more and more euphoric, remember to lock in profits and do not FOMO instead. Don't let the market take your money. Take money from the market. He believes we will have an aggressive run. I believe we'll have an aggressive run before this massive 70% correction from the top of the crypto market. The thing is, I have to discuss a game plan of what to do if that's not the case to protect ourselves, just in case we're wrong. That's why I stated in my last video, and I'll say again, I've started accumulating a big cash position to buy the dip in case it happens. That cash position will be used just in case we don't go up for an altcoin season first. And even if we do go up for an altcoin season, I'll still have that cash on the side and simply use that and deploy it after the 70+% correction when the market does correct. You see, guys, we have to prepare for any and all scenarios. I'm personally placing my bets on the scenario that this altcoin season is about to happen and act as if that's the case. Even Thinking Crypto believes we'll have an altcoin season. Tony from Thinking Crypto states, I'm taking massive profits from alts this year, completely cashing out on a majority. I'm not holding these bags through another bear market, and that's an excellent way to play it. He's referring to BTC Fuel's post about during the dot-com bubble, Microsoft had a 97% market share of operating systems, lost 65% of value after the bubble, and it took 17 years to get to the same levels again. Be careful with alts and Ether after they peak this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the only difference I'm making with my exit strategies is maybe, just maybe, I'll be taking a lot more off the top from my non-XRP coins than originally anticipated. And that's okay. I'll give you plenty of warning before I do that. This is about to be a fireworks display of an altcoin season, and we will not end this bull market without some of our favorite altcoins going completely parabolic. Now guys, some massive things broke today that make me completely bullish on the market. Inflation came in at 7.5%. It's actually closer to 25%. But what the hell do I know? I'm just some dude on the internet. Regardless, guys, these numbers in the immediate short term, in my opinion, could send the crypto market up. The threat of interest rate hikes is on the horizon though. As they stated, the Federal Reserve stated that they expect to begin rising interest rates in March. You see, let me just go off on a tangent very quickly. They can try and raise rates and actually do so. But the issue is markets will get so catastrophic if they go up too quickly, that they'll immediately have to course correct and start inflating again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the S&P 500 now, right here on the left. And here is the 1929 Great Depression top. We had the Roaring 20s, similar to the Roaring 2010s. And now I believe this is the beginning of the end. We're going to see a nasty, absolute bloodbath of a stock market because the stocks are too damn high. But the issue is it's going to happen quickly. And one thing I use as a general principle when it comes to investing is this. More money has been lost trying to anticipate a correction than in the actual corrections themselves. You see, guys, this is a firm warning. If you find that you have personally invested too high towards the top of any market and asset class, do not fear, do not get frustrated. It is just a lesson that has been learned. And what you should do is wait for the market to drop much more and then re-enter at much lower price targets and then start dollar cost averaging from there. Ladies and gentlemen, there are plenty XRP content creators that exist right now that bought XRP towards the $3 mark. And instead of quitting, instead of throwing a fit, they stuck around and continued to accumulate. They bought down at $1, 60 cents, 50, 40, 30, 20, and eventually 11 cents in March 2020. And I bet you they've been accumulating since those low price targets. That is how wealth is built. We're going towards a massive collapse of the stock market. And all that means to me is that there's going to be a massive opportunity to buy beautiful companies at extremely low entry points. What I'll be doing with a lot of my crypto profits is buying high quality companies at low entry points. This is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in human history, and you better take advantage. Not only will we have the opportunity to take profits at the peak of a market, in my opinion, but we will also be able to have a cash position from those profits and reinvest after the crash at low price targets and see it ride up again. You see, guys, volatility is our friend. If we have volatility, we have the opportunity to make massive money. Money is made at the top, and money is made on the way down. My strategy is sell at the top and get great entry points towards the bottom. No one can time the perfect top, but we're going to do our best to sell along the way up. There are people literally sitting on the sidelines, frustrated, not knowing what the hell to do. They'll regret missing this once in a lifetime chance. And everyone that watches my videos and the XRP community's content will not be those people. We took power into our own hands, and that's why we will be rewarded. Now, guys, for more things like this, please follow me on Instagram down in the description below, as this is posted in my story currently, along with other important updates. And something I would recommend to all of you is that all of you read this book, Principles for Dealing with the Changing World Order by Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is one of my favorite investors, billionaire hedge fund manager, and authors. And in my opinion, this will be the most important economic book of 2022. I'm reading it as we speak. And as we speak, it reminds me of everything I've learned over the past 10 years of studying this financial system and the 20th century. Geopolitical factors are important, and they often go unnoticed when looking at the crypto market. But they're going to play a massive role in how quickly this gets adopted. You don't believe me? It's still true. And I highly recommend you read this book, as I'll be referencing it in the days, weeks, and months to come because it's that important. Now, one of the things I mean by geopolitical factors are at play here. As I've said before, I'll say again. The Financial Conduct Authority warns banks of Russian cyber attack as Ukraine tensions ripple through the European financial system. This is important. Both Europe and the US have been warned about a cyber attack coming from Russia, and it's something that could completely disrupt the planet. This could easily accelerate adoption of this financial system. That, along with a massive recession. Elon Musk tweeted, predicting macroeconomics is challenging, to say the least. My gut feel is maybe around spring or summer 2022 this recession could come, but not later than 2023. And since this tweet, the Nasdaq is down 11%. That's extremely interesting, and I don't think that's an accident. Also, the Federal Reserve will be testing the ability of the largest US banks being able to handle a recession. They're screaming it. They're screaming it at the top of their lungs. The test will include unemployment jumping to 10%, a 40% decline in commercial real estate, a collapse in asset prices, and increased market volatility. All these things are predictive programming for what could very well be on the horizon. I would not be shocked to see every single thing happen. And honestly, it probably will. So with this doom and gloom scenario at play here, what can we as retail investors do? Well, we can invest in what we know is undervalued and will be a solution for this specific problem. You see here what I have on the screen from Business Wire is an update from 2019 of Craig Phillips joining Ripple's board of directors. He was a former counselor to the secretary at the Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, and he was on Ripple's board. Ladies and gentlemen, he was also at Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley also used to have Zoe Cruz, who was also a Ripple board of directors. Needless to say, Ripple has close ties to Morgan Stanley. But in addition, Craig Phillips, he's also from Blackrock. He held a senior role at Blackrock. And the reason I think this is so important is because Ripple has tentacles amongst all the financial elites, all the trillion-dollar institutions, trillion-dollar companies. Their asset XRP is undervalued and has not reached all-time highs yet, while everything is reaching an all-time high. What does that mean? I believe XRP will have an inversely proportional relationship to a financial catastrophe. That's what I believe. It will be part of the speculative altcoin season in my opinion. But then after that, oh boy, it'll be a massive reason for why we bounce back out of the ashes of a financial collapse and why this financial recovery will be quicker than we all expect. Now, the reason I bring Craig Phillips in specifically is because BlackRock the other day announced that they plan to offer crypto trading, the largest asset manager on the planet, and Ripple has direct ties to BlackRock in the highest levels. While this is not a direct partnership and this is older news, a lot of you that are newer to the XRP community need to understand how well connected this digital asset and Ripple the company is. Refer to the past to understand why the present is so important, and that'll make it easy to predict the future. Now guys, another tweet that I think is a seismic announcement is that Payments Infrastructure News stated 4 steps to mastering the new ISO standard for cross-border payments, a guide by JP Morgan. Quote, our advice in a nutshell, don't wait until 2025 to adopt this standard. These changes are coming fast, and make sure your payments ecosystem can accept ISO20022 in time. Guys, we know XRP, Stellar, XDC, IOTA, and Algorand. These are ISO coins. I'm not going to go into the technical details of what exactly that means that Matt Hamilton stated on Twitter. But to simplify things, I'll just say that. And the reason it's important that JP Morgan is stating that these changes are coming fast is because of what they said not too long ago and Crypto Eddie shared. Please take a listen to refresh your memories.
XRP is really been largely successful, according to JP Morgan here, accomplishing its goal by reducing fees and transaction times associated with money transfers. And if the company is able to win the SEC lawsuit and trading resumes on major exchanges like Coinbase, it says here, as you can see in this first underline, XRP is poised for significant adoption. Can you believe that? That is a statement coming from JP Morgan. And he goes on to say that XRP can be used to facilitate transactions of many kinds, including fiat currency exchanges, commodity trading, and even cryptocurrency trading. The low transaction fees, rapid transfer times, an array of use cases. Woohoo! An array of use cases for XRP have made it a favorite for banks. Oh my God, I can't even believe I'm reading this. RippleNet, a network of banks that have partnered with Ripple to facilitate rapid transfers of funds, have reduced and even eliminated banks' traditional needs for pre-fund accounts in cross-border transactions. Currently, RippleNet includes over 100 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, Santander, to name a few. I'm speechless. It's like jaw down. And then up here in the top right in the small print, it says, for the SEC to win the suit, Judge Sarah Netburn, she's the magistrate judge, who is presiding over the case, and she's doing that for Judge Torres, must determine that all aforementioned 4 points are met. And I think those 4 points are those 4 points that need to be met in a Howey test, and it doesn't meet. So it says here that if it doesn't meet all those 4 aforementioned points, and she determines that one or multiple of the points are not met,
then the SEC will lose the case. That was to complete what was stated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to happen. XRP does not fulfill all 4 points of the Howey test. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, now you know. Now you know why XRP community members are so bullish and are willing to withstand waiting for so long for this damn digital asset to rise. It's because of documents like that. Crypto Eddie never hypes anything. And you can hear the excitement in her voice when she read that entire document. That says something. We have to understand that JP Morgan is over here telling us that XRP is being successful. It's a favorite amongst banks. We already knew that, but now we hear it from the highest levels. Now guys, to cap off this video today, some updates over this executive order from Eleanor Tourette from Fox. Some interesting insight on the administration's impending executive order on crypto from a former government official. It's more of a bottom-up approach than a top-down one, meaning that agencies like the SEC, CFTC, and others go to the administration and say, hey, we need an executive order so we can do the things we want to do in this space. For example, devote resources away from things that may be on the formal agenda, as opposed to the admin telling the agency what they should be doing. Often executive orders are circulated to the agencies for their input and advice. Any guidance on the order will likely come from input from the National Economic Council, the Treasury, and the SEC. No further insight were given from this person on the timing of this, but it's likely the administration is waiting for the agency's 2 cents before releasing it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a critical moment in crypto history that's going to decide the future of regulation and how things are going to work in the US in this space. All eyes on this executive order. All eyes on the crypto space. All eyes on this SEC Ripple lawsuit. And all eyes on XRP. Let me know from this thread what you think this executive order is going to say. And I look forward to reading your comments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
You want to know how to be a successful investor? The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to TV people, internet people. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep.